welcome to Crashing Convos. This podcast is all about exploring the ups and downs of life, wellness, resilience, and everything in between through the arts of conversation. We'll also dive into deep discussions on existential questions, philosophical thoughts, and how we are a part of something bigger. By sharing my experiences along with those of my guests, I hope to bring you inspiration and essential direction through connection, which may help the listener begin to understand and unravel some situations they may be facing. To support this podcast, please subscribe, like, or share with someone you feel it may help. Thank you for your time and your presence.
Can't start without saying thanks to these guys right here. Their therapy club.
Yeah, that's right.
What's up, brother?
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Crashing Combos. This is a last minute impromptu podcast. I had another guest that he had some stuff pop up with his family, so he's handling that. But I've been wanting to talk with David anyway, so I hit him up. He just got back from Puerto Rico, from his homeland, his motherland, riding bikes and stuff. A lot of stuff going on down there. We'll get into that in a little bit. Just wanted to bring him back on and see what his move like was from moving from Texas to Arkansas, and what it's like for the family, is what it's like riding bikes there, the culture there. He's been there. How long you been there now, man?
It's gonna be, I guess, this year. Yeah, we're going for 2 years this year, so it's a
2
year and a half.
years,
Let's say,
dude.
yeah, dude, insane. Woo, flew by.
Yeah, yeah. So you've been there for going on 2 years now.
Yeah,
What were
pretty
your
much, yeah.
what were some of your thoughts, like your fears going into it, and then like looking back, what is that you thought was going to happen and didn't happen, and what you thought was going to happen and did not happen?
Yeah, no, that's a good one actually. So we were actually quite excited. San Antonio at some point, we loved it, and it was our city for so many years, right? Obviously, our friends, everybody out there, right? It was always a good time. But pretty soon, like we kind of have this shift where we were looking for, I don't know, somewhere that it was remote, it was quiet, it was chill, and try to be relaxed, right? So it was challenging to move up for sure. Like that was a good time. Like, I lost my job. Things were super uncertain that year. It was like, what do we do? Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but something's gonna happen, right? Kind of kept going that way. So pretty much fast forward, we end up moving in July 2024. And, we came up initially, checked a few houses and stuff, and we looked in for this one we're on right now. And we're like, hey, we're going to go out there. It was scary for sure. We're moving by ourselves. We're like trying to figure out what the heck. The beauty of this, though, is that Jonathan moved up here, just a month before that. So I kind of asked him for a few things, drugs, details and stuff to make sure. And it worked out really good. So ended up, it was a long trip for sure. We got everything up. It was like a 10-hour to 12-hour drive. So that ended up, being a pretty long drive, but it was really exciting. I mean, moving up here, our expectations were, again, just to be in a more calm space. I feel like we were in San Antonio. We kind of got into this like super busy, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's push. And we felt like that was kind of consuming us a little bit more than what we wanted to. And that kind of pretty much helped us make the decision. It's like we want to go to a place that we can just be relaxed and hopefully more chill. And that was Bentonville. Like that was the vibes we had from it, right? When we came up a few times. The first time I came up with with you guys on the trip, on our one of our retreats out here. And yeah, man, I mean the vibe was good. I think the only things that we kind of probably missed was like, as always, we miss HED, the taquerias, breakfast tacos, dude. There's still tacos here. There's burritos here. So those little things like that, right? You get to miss them, but it is really good out here. Like the community is really good. The mountain biking as well, right? Miss you guys, miss my friends. Like the community we have there was awesome. And kind of moving away from that, I feel like that was probably the biggest challenge, right? It's like, man, you're leaving all your friends behind, and like you don't know what's going to happen. Still you're uncertain of the what's going to happen next, but you kind of just take that step and go for it, right? And I'm glad it worked out pretty good. But worst case scenario, we're like we're just go back, But I'm
Yeah.
back. Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, I remember having those conversations when we went up for Bike Fest. I think it was Bike Fest. It was something we
Yep.
went up for, and we went up there and we drove together, and I remember kind of hashing some of that stuff out, and kind of talking about like personal stuff such as finances and like job opportunities and like. But I remember talking about, or I remember us talking about like that that growing pain, if you will. Like if you can push through it, there's something always usually on the other side. It's just hard, right? Because you want to go back to what you feel is like, especially if you have a family, right? You're not just doing it on your own. So you want to kind of
Mhm.
go back to that comfort zone, right? What because you don't want to take the risk of it not working out. But at the same
Yeah.
time, you guys had a plan, right? Like, well, if it doesn't work out, then we'll just go back.
Yeah. Yep. We're just a U-Haul away. It's like we'll load up everything again and we'll go. We got Dallas
Yeah.
maybe. That's something we thought about. Was like maybe we just go, we'd probably go into Dallas and we'll be closer over here. Because for me, one of the things I was really looking also is for the outdoor community, outdoor spaces. And I feel like Vanderbilt has that, or not Northwest Arkansas, it has all that. I think that the city has done, or the state has done a great job on investing on pretty much like all the natural stuff, right? Biking, hiking, just being out. And I felt like, kind of, we were just looking for that aspect as well. And when we, started enjoying all this stuff, I was like, dang, this is really good. So that kind of made it a little bit easier for the kids as well, because they were like, oh, we're having fun. This is really cool. We didn't lose like a lot of like the kids parts. There was a lot of kid attraction, like, or family oriented attractions down in San Antonio, or still, right? A lot of like Andretti, like man event, like big stuff like that that doesn't exist here, or is way smaller here, or more. I guess you have to drive about maybe 45 minutes to get to it. But yeah, we kind of figure it's like we really want to get that outdoor experience to the kids and just enjoy it. Enjoy the outdoor spaces as much as we can, and just biking obviously was main priority. But overall, man, it was pretty good. We're glad we did the move for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and you kind of highlighted like San Antonio, the amenities that it has. It definitely has a bunch of. I mean, that comes with a bigger city, right? Like that tempo, right? Everyone's kind of in a rush to go everywhere. Traffic. It's just like
Yep,
So to
yep.
go to that kind of small town feel, right? That Bentonville has, or Bella Vista, or whatever like that. And then it has like the good balance of outdoors as well as. But in San Antonio, there is outdoor stuff. It's just like I don't. It seems like a lot of the city's not aware of it, but they are coming around. Like some of the projects that you are aware of when you were here, and some of those town hall meetings we used to go to, they're finally starting to be put in place. Right? There's a big pump track at McAllister, another one on top of the one that you're aware of, and then there's also a dirt jump, some dirt jump or not dirt jump, some lines you can jump like a skills park near OP, which is at that
Nice.
golf where where that golf course is.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, so it's back there. You know, so yeah, they're it's slowly coming around, but yes, it is there. But if they could get it to like Bentonville and especially save some of the green spaces, because there's like a part of OP, which is where that big rock row is. You know what I'm
Oh
talking
yeah.
about? It's in
Yep, yep.
Narnia, I think. They're
Yeah,
talking
Narnia.
about
Yep.
like putting like a apartment complex there. So
Oh
there's like
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so that would be a section of the trails that we're losing.
It's
And
gonna get.
unfortunate
Yep.
yeah, unfortunate that they're developing like crazy. So at the same time, when you got to bring some balance, right, some green spaces back. But
Hmm.
with that, so you moved to Bentonville, and like, was there any type of like I don't know, like, hey man, you're on my turf or any kind of thing like that, or was it like welcoming?
It
Like
was very
was
welcoming, yeah. Because I think what's happening in Bentonville too, like majority of the folks that are moving here is because of the same. They're looking for that outdoor space, maybe for the mountain biking, which I connected with a ton of mountain bikers out here. It was really welcoming, and obviously already having friends up here that moved also from Texas. Jonathan moved up here as well. Like, and we also know, we knew like Robbie, David, Candace, like all these guys. There's a massive community, right? That kind of welcomes you in, and you're like, man, it was really good. Like I felt, yeah, man, it was awesome. It was really welcoming for sure. We
That's
felt pretty
good.
good about it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then so for the folks that don't know, he also like you also create like videos and photography and stuff like that. What about that? Like, was it like a very saturated space for like a creation process or anything like that? Or
Actually, it actually opens up for more opportunities, right? Because we have way more like options of trails. The market is fully saturated, right? A lot of people are creating stuff, their stuff. But I feel like, for example, the mission that we're working on, right, which is TUTP, and the things I get to work on, um, we definitely have a lot more of that space to create, right? We have way, more trails for sure, spaces that you don't have to worry about. You can go and figure out, a lot new, a lot more of the new trails are actually even building out. So you have plenty. Even the other day, we were out in Bella Vista, and Jonathan is showing me tunnel vision. It's like the back 40, and we're riding out there, dude. And there's a massive rock roll that we actually have to do that. But there's so many things out here that we haven't even ridden yet. Like, and the creative eye is definitely, it's just heaven. You have a lot. You have a lot for sure. So I feel like that was actually kind of cool because I had more opportunities to, like, film more jumps, jump lines, trails, like rock gardens, anything. But I have them all accessible within minutes, right? Within 5-10 minutes, I'm there, and I can just, hi, I'm gonna go session back and back, back and forth, drop the cameras in the truck, keep riding. I'm pretty good on that one.
yeah, well, it helps now you have an e-bike, so you know.
Sure. So that was another thing. So right when I moved up, I remember I was with my with my Enduro. Dude, that thing was like dogs. Well, I felt I was fast, but man, I was going slow. I mean, obviously the elevation has something to do with it, right? We're coming out from lower elevation to up here. That was a massive impact. But I was so excited I wanted to ride. And then I remember I was riding with Jared, his the bike's online dude, and it was like, you need an e-bike. We were filming some stuff together. It's like, you need an e-bike, dude. Like, we're gonna die out here if you don't have one. So ended up working out pretty good. Like September that year, I just got the e-bike, and from there on, man, I don't think I can go. I mean, I do analog here and there, but it's because I'm forced to do it. Otherwise, I'm not doing it. E-bikes are awesome.
Yeah, I mean, with you too. I mean, like some of the trips you go on and stuff, like you're riding with a bunch of equipment. So
Yeah,
that
yeah. That's
I
another
put
one. Yeah,
little asterisks next to you. You like you. I mean, I got to ride an e-bike the other day. It was like last week we went to Flat Rock. And granted, I didn't have the bike dialed in for me. Like, even though I was given the opportunity, I showed up late, so that was on me. But I didn't have the bike dialed, and then like the seat wasn't going up all the way, so I wasn't in proper pedal height and all this stuff, right? Or seat height and all that stuff. But
yep, yep.
either way, like it's it was cool and it worked, but it seemed like most of the time, like the modes was not working, especially like turbo. It was a Pivot SL or a Pivot, yeah, Pivot
Oh, yeah,
Shuttle
yeah, yeah.
SL. So like the turbo wasn't like, it was kind of like non-existent. So I'm not sure it was just like a mechanical issue or electrical issue. But I was like,
So it
man, I
was
could
more
have
like
just,
an analog kind of
yeah.
experience.
But to be fair, I did get to ride a lot more. I was still tired, because there was a
Yeah.
lot of pedaling. I was still having to work for it, but at the same time, it was just like, I don't know. But the same day, I also got to ride just for like a very like small, um, trail. I got to ride the Amflow for like,
Oh my
I
gosh,
mean, I was
dude.
just going downhill, but I just kind of like half a stroke on the pedal, and it was just like, phew, I was like, oh
Dude,
shit, yeah,
dude, that freaking bike made my bike feel like an analog bike. There was a dude down in Puerto Rico, and I jumped on it, right? So I have the full power e-bike, which is 85 newton meter, I think. Well, that was at the time, it was pretty, really good. That was the highest. But then Amplo, I think it's like 120 newton meters. It's really strong. I jumped on it as well, dude, and I was like, "What in the world?" I couldn't even. I tried to pedal mine. I'm like, dude, I'm actually on an analog bike. What's going on? I don't even pedal out here.
Yeah.
That was really funny. I'm glad you had that experience with downflows.
And it was a
That's
very
also
small,
awesome.
like I just went downhill. Like somebody asked me, like, "Hey, can you ride my bike down?" It was a friend of ours. She was like, "Can you ride my?" It was kind of a sketchy part, so I got to ride her bike down, just like a very short. But I just kind of, like I said, I just kind of touched the crank a little bit, like half a pedal, and it was like, yeah. I was like, whoa, man! Like it
Those things
definitely felt
mostly didn't
different
help.
from the pivot. It definitely
Mhm.
felt different than the pivot.
Yeah,
Definitely more power.
I think on that conversation for e-bikes, if you're going for an e-bike, go full power. You know, because SLs are great. If and let's say if you already have an e-bike, for example, I can probably benefit from an out power one now. But if you are already like if you're investing on it, right? I'm looking at it as an investment perspective. I'll go for the full power because that way I have everything, and you can just style it, right? So you can just go, I'm gonna put it in eco, I'm gonna go trail mode. So you can play with your modes, and you don't have to be always on boost, even though I'm always on boost. But you can kind of change it up and kind of make it work out for you. Like
Right.
depending what you're up to, right? You can make it, you can make it to where you're working harder than your analog because I mean those things are heavy or heavier, right?
Yeah,
But yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I haven't ridden too many e-bikes because I don't want to, like, one, I'm not ready for the conversion. Two, I'm like, I don't want to. It's like riding, like when you, like, okay, one time when I had my Diamondback and I was riding that right at a race, and then somebody was like, "Here, try this bike or whatever," like, or something, and that was the worst mistake I could have did, because I was like, "Man, you guys are cheating," you know,
no, I
like
don't want to write
it
anything
doesn't
else.
feel
I want
like,
to write
it felt like my
that.
Diamondback was like a lead weight. It was just like so heavy and so, but at the same time, it's the same thing. Like with the e-bike, I'm like, oh man, I
Mhm.
get the concept and I understand it, and it's fun. You can get more laps,
Yep,
but it's a slippery slope. So with that, like,
it is for
speak,
sure.
yeah. Well, finish your thought real quick, and then we'll go into Surons.
But yeah, but yeah, those are gnarly.
Yeah,
Those are gnarly. Well, I'm thinking on that. I mean, on the e-bike side, when you think about it, it's if you're traveling, if you're like me, I mean, I'm carrying like 30 pounds of gear with me most of the time, right? With all the camera stuff. I need to go set up, come back down. That for me, it totally makes sense. But also when you're traveling, it's probably the best tool because you don't have enough time, right? You're out there for maybe a weekend. So the problem going to analog, you want to go and ride, or you're going to be smoked the next day. Your legs are going
yeah,
to be done. The e-bike, I mean, you will still be tired, but you're probably like maybe a 60%, maybe a 70%. So you can still have a really good time the following days and not just, not die on the first one or the second one. So
that's
that's the
fair.
way I kind of see it.
Yeah, that's fair. It definitely has its advantages, and I agree with that. As just not ready for the price jump. And I mean, unless I can get one donated or something, I don't know,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
donated,
I
but
think
sponsored or
prices are
something.
finally, yeah, I think prices are finally coming down for good e-bikes. I feel, it's like everything, right? Like our bikes, same deal right now. The analogs are selling for nothing. I think that's going to happen. The market is getting oversaturated with so many e-bikes coming out that I feel that's not I can see it. Like there's a ton like selling already for really good price with really good components. And that's another one too, right? Brands are just brands. At the end, they're probably making them on the same factory. But the components to me, it's like, oh man, that's important right there. I mean, you know about it, right? You're a mechanic on it too, so you know what components could be terrible or which ones could be better. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think it's gonna come down. I mean, it has to when you think about it.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, yes, the market is kind of leveling out from the big boom, and uh, yeah, and yeah. So, do you guys have a problem with? I know this is a dumb question because I'm pretty sure you guys do. Do you guys have a problem with like Surons over there?
There's a few kits out there, but there is a lot of patrol on the trails. So it's not as I would
When you
say it's
say
not as bad.
when you say patrol,
Actually,
like,
trail
is it like,
patrols like there's a lot of police officers on the trails. Like we actually
okay?
have medics sitting on the trail too, and they're
Wow.
patrol so they can. Yeah, dude, that's like every trail you go, there's always someone. Like it's always. monitored. They also have cameras. I think there's a few, out there. Again, I've seen a few kids out there having fun, but I don't think it's much of a problem because the trails also are built differently here. Like they really take the time. Obviously, they have way more budget, right? We think about, but they really built them really, really good. So if they actually do a jump line, it's totally fine. Like it's not going to destroy them. Actually, it might help them make it better. But overall, I haven't seen a problem with that as much. I mean, as there is so much more of the mountain biking aspect, right? There's so many trails for mountain biking. I don't think that it kind of gets people into like, oh, I'm gonna go surround and create trails out here or going into like illegal trails and stuff. There's not as much like that here that I remember. I remember downtown Antone, there was a big problem with dirt bikes. I cannot imagine how is it for you guys down there?
There's some Surons that are out, but there's also a lot more of those throttle e-bikes, or they're not e-bikes, but the throttle
Oh,
bikes that are on the
yeah, yep,
trails. Like I've had a couple of times where just somebody who comes up on my rear like pretty fast, and I just let them by. But at the same time, it's like there's no, and then you could hear it too.
yeah. It's like
And
going.
yeah, and I
Yep.
imagine they're out there when obviously when nobody's out there. But and we don't have officers the way you got patrol like the way you guys do. There's park police, but they're like I don't know, like one of them for like I don't know 20
Yeah, I
miles or
remember.
something.
Yeah, yeah. For old
So
Parkwood OP all the way. Yeah.
yeah, so it's pretty
Out
crazy.
here,
Like,
yeah.
go ahead, finish your thought.
But yeah, no, I'm saying that out here there's actually plenty, and as all the trails are also like connected to the downtown area on the city, it's a little bit harder, right, to access like that unless they're coming out of their back door or anything like that. That's the only way. Like they're gonna get caught like quickly.
Yeah,
So I feel that kind of helps, I guess, the patrols.
and then plus you have like the community there that will regulate the trails because there's a lot of mountain bikers there. There's a lot of hikers there, and they are
Yeah.
probably more aware of the local laws than there are here. I mean, it's kind of like still wild, wild west out here, like people are
Oh
still
yeah. Yeah. Yep.
building road
Yeah.
trails. And
Yep.
there's still other trails coming online, but it's just a slow. There's no unity in the way of the community, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
It
Yeah.
seems like everyone's spread out. But so you were here like in San Antonio when the mountain bike. I don't want to say when it started, but like you kind of got to see like that that swell, I guess, of it, and
Hmm.
then you moved to Arkansas, and then you got to go to Puerto Rico, which where you're from, and you got to see kind of that like start, and then you got to just go back. So
Yeah.
how have things, especially you're from there, right? So
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
have things, and how has that community like changed, and like what is new there?
Well, I mean, it's interesting. Like, the trails that they already have, the bike park is pretty much the same. They built some other lines in it. It's more like it's all the local riders. It's same as San Antonio, right? There's a lot of funding, but they don't use them for the right purposes. Like it doesn't get there, unfortunately. So a lot of the riders are doing it their own, like on their own, and they just keep building and adding, little by little. Now, the hike, it's probably the same as the last time I went out there when that massive boom that happened, right? Um, I felt like I felt recharged. I went down there. It's like, dude, everybody's freaking, everyone's stoked. Like they want to go ride bikes. There was a ton of e-bikes. That was the thing I noticed this year. Like majority of the dudes I was riding with, they all have e-bikes, and most of them had them unlocked. So I couldn't even
Yeah, I
catch up with
bet.
them. These guys were just going forever. Dude. Like they were going 20 plus miles per hour. Climbing 800, 800 feet mountains up there. It was a blast. Like I feel like the energy's still there. And there's new faces to the game too. Like folks that were kind of starting out when I went out there, and now they're like actually doing events. They're kind of helping out the community so much more. I think also what's happening there is like as they don't have the access maybe to funds as maybe other cities do. Um, or it's a little harder, right? It's more complicated to get and whatever. They just go their way. And for example, one of them is actually building his very own trail on his land. So it's a really cool jump line with cats and stuff. So that's what's been happening there. A lot of them are building their very own trails, and it's on their land. So they just invite, their friends, whoever, and they just go and hang out there. They do a big event. They help the kids. For example, this year, the one I went for a race right when I got there, and it was like pretty much to support, all the new kids coming up, to just get them stoked to go and ride bikes, and just get the community, having a good time. And I think they had like 250 people out there or something like that. That was
Dang,
busy.
that's
Like
pretty good.
that was a lot of people, dude. That's like, oh man, I mean, to be such a small community, it was really good. So that was cool. That was cool to watch for sure and see and experience.
What's the average like elevation gain there?
Elevation gain. Let me look, dude. I think it was in the thousands. It was gnarly, dude. I mean, most of the time I was just like on the e-bike, and obviously if you're acclimated to the elevation, if you're acclimated to elevation, you're fine. Dude, I was like the first couple of days, I would say the first week or second, 2 weeks maybe, I was dying, dude. It's like, dang, I thought I was doing pretty good. I was done. Let me check it out. I think I do have a few that I tracked. Um, Let me see. I think on average, because on average out here, I'm doing like 1,000. I mean, maybe 1,400, 1,500 out here in Bentonville. But out there, I think I did. I remember I was kind of looking at one that I did with one of my buddies. And, oh yeah, so yeah, I would say 1,200 to pretty much 2,000 feet
Dang,
elevation gain. So that's
that's
pretty
pretty
good.
good.
It's decent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do a
And
lot
there's
with
a
that.
lot of like dip roads. Yeah. A lot of dip roads, they're straight up. You got to go for them and grind and get all the way up.
So are they like shuttled or you just e-bike all the way up?
Yeah, so on that bike park, there's shuttles always running. Well, on the weekends most of the time. But I was going on off days also, so I was just showing myself up. Like I was just riding up. I would just go and either ride the pave all the way up there, or just ride up on one of the trails if it was empty.
And is it pay to ride or like what is it?
Yeah, no, that one. If you go, just go and enjoy. If you pay, it's only for the shuttle. Like you only
Okay.
pay for the shuttle, which makes sense, right? It's like I think it's like $25 or something like that, and depending like $15, $25, something around that. And it's pretty much to cover gas and obviously any
Yeah.
maintenance and the trails, which makes sense.
Yeah, especially
But
going like straight up. It's
oh
pretty
yeah,
tough on
dude.
the
Yeah,
engine.
actually, it was kind of cool. I don't know if I show you. I'll send you a photo, but it's kind of cool how they built out the shuttle, the rig they have. It's pretty much a truck with I would say the back of the truck, instead of just being like a van, they opened it up. They built out like they put like old school chairs on it, like seats on it, like it's probably from an old school bus, and they just took him out, put him there, and then on the side they built out a bunch of slots for the bikes, so you just kind of hook him up and sit. Like, and they had like I think maybe like 15, 20 bikes all the way on the side and then on the back too, so you can load up that thing all the way and get like 20
Dang.
people up a mountain, which is kind of cool. Like when you think about obviously having a shirt lift in Texas, Spider Mountain was definitely an experience, right? You're jumping on and you're just going out there. Pretty
Yeah.
similar, I'll say. About the same time actually to drive up like it took in Spider to go up. So
Yeah. And how's the trail building over there? Is it like I mean, I would imagine I know that they have like a pretty good motocross like scene there. So is it like the same
that's
people that coming from motocross that are building or like what's the like
yeah, a lot of them
experience look like?
actually. One of my buddies that I rode the last time I was there, AJ, I was riding with him a lot. And this year, dude, he's been doing like enduro motocross out there. Actually, more of the moto side is more enduro. Like there's a ton of enduro out there, which is really cool. And I can see him like not riding much motobiking a lot of times because they just go, if it's raining, they're just out there doing enduro. There, so pretty much, yeah. The majority are like their moto, doing mountain biking trails, and also I realized too that majority of the folks there get to go to Killington. Like usually go to Vermont. They go to the East Coast. So every time
From Puerto
they're
Rico?
riding all those parks. Yeah, So when they go from
Okay.
Puerto Rico, I mean, it's kind of the closest one, I'll say. So they always go up to Killington. They go to, all those parks up there. That's like, I would say, majority of them. Every time I talk to them, it's, oh, yeah, what's out there in Vermont, whatever. It's like, oh, have you been to Bentonville? And they're like, no, I haven't been out there. What's out there? It's like, dude, there's a lot going on. And to think of going all the way out, it's like, oh, that it's just every time they just go out there, it's so freaking awesome. And
You
they just
said
like, we're gonna come back.
Killington is closer?
It's well because the flights to like New York are way cheaper from the
Oh yeah.
island. It's only one hub, right? So they maybe pay $100 to go up. So it kind of becomes like, oh, this is way
Yeah.
cheaper. They also have a lot of friends probably. So yeah, Vermont is probably kind of the cheapest one to them. Or I think also I was trying to think about that because I was like that doesn't quite make sense for them to go up that way when they can go North Carolina maybe. But I think it's because of that. Like majority of like the OGs, they I think there was a few that also used to build up there too, and they brought in a lot of people to build the park also. So there's a connection there already, right? So it's like that they just keep bringing new people in. It's like, oh, we're going out to this place, and that's what people kind of learns from them, and they just kind
So
of keep going at it.
they have people come from Vermont to build down there?
Yeah, they had a few guys. I don't remember exactly. I know they actually even had like a big documentary down there, dude. Yeah, I should look it up and send it out to you. But they had a big one. Like this guys came down, help out build, the machinery and anything. But there's a lot of local builders there, dude. They're freaking awesome. There's even one that is training here in Bentonville, and he's going back and helping out. Like it's Jorge, which is the guy that runs the park, or one of the guys that runs the park. His son moved over to Bentonville. He became a bike mechanic, and then his internship, he was building all the Kohler jumps out there. And the dude is a
Dude.
freaking insane biker. Like it's the best tabletop I've seen ever is that dude. Like it's insane. Like he's doing seas and seas. Like all the lines out there, the new takeoff line, which is like 30-footer gaps, 40-footer gaps on Kohler. He's doing that like just warming up. So that dude is bringing out as well all those ideas, kind of get all these guys over. I think that connection is helping out also to like add more fun stuff out there. And this year, dude, when I went, there's a pro line on the park that dude, it's like gaps that start like from 20 feet, like all the way out to 40 feet. I think it's 40 footers as well. Yeah, probably around that.
Dang.
They were massive, like massive gaps, but well built.
Yeah. So that means Puerto Rico is going to be getting pretty dialed pretty soon. Like when you bring
Yeah,
that
dude.
experience back, and then it'll probably send some more people over. That's
Yeah,
pretty
dude.
cool, man.
Dominican Republic is another one, dude. They are hosting like the biggest enduro slash downhills in the Caribbean, dude. I mean, we're talking these guys are what, maybe 8-9 million population, and they have massive. Like they have, I think it's 4,000. No, I think they're up to like 8,000 feet elevation up there
Yeah.
in Dominican Republic. Yeah, I never realized that. Like Puerto Rico is like about four. I think the highest peak, and usually I think the park is sitting on 1,000, close to 1,000, and then everything else is like way higher than that. So you can go and ride up also to other mountains they have out there. But Dominican Republic is like UCI is down there right now, dude. The cross country is the biggest one right now in Puerto Rico and all the Caribbean. Like, well, it's not even cross country, dude. It's more down country than anything. It's like the enduro stages that we will do in our races out in Texas. That's what the cross country riders are doing there, dude. I was following a ton of them. I'm like, dude, this is a freaking enduro line, bro. Like, how do you do with that tiny bike, man? And you're sending everything out here. It was really,
Yeah.
really interesting.
I
It's
think
a
all the
big move
classes
on.
are changing. Like all the as the sport becomes more because you always have to like what's the word, outdo the year before, right? Like on every level, right? So cross country is now
Yeah.
doing enduro lines, enduro is doing downhill, and downhill is doing like rampage. You know what I mean? So yeah, Dominican Republic, it'd be awesome to go down to Puerto Rico or Dominican Republic, just ride, just go. I've never been to PR or DR. And just
Dude, we
go
gotta
check that
go.
out. That scene. I know, man. Got to hit the lottery
We
and
gotta go.
yeah, gotta do something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, I mean, I think in Puerto Rico, the beauty of this is if we get there, the main issue is to get there. But I think for you guys in San Antonio, it's better now. That's the funny thing. I remember when I lived there was no direct flights, and now they added direct flights to Puerto Rico, so they're way
really,
cheaper. And yeah, dude, it's way more expensive to fly out of Arkansas to anywhere than what it is from San Antonio,
what
which
are
is like,
the
oh dang. So
like ballpark? What are the tickets from San Antonio to Puerto
I've
Rico right now? Well,
pretty
probably
much
right now it's
average is
cheaper.
like $400. Yeah, 400
Oh
bucks like
wow,
in off dates. That's like totally out of the normal like hype season. If you go, I remember we were looking at December time frame, and we ended up going a little earlier because if we were to wait another week, it would have been like 1,200 bucks for each ticket, and we're like, dude, that's freaking bananas. So
yeah,
we
that's a
ended up
lot.
like kind of. So yeah, it to get pricey, but I think it's because everybody in Christmas time they want to go to the Caribbean, and same with winter time. I mean, I don't blame people, right? They want to go out there and enjoy the summer like well, it's always summer down there. It's never winter. Winter
Yeah.
time is like 70 to 85. You're stepping
What?
out of the house and you're already drenched.
Yeah. What's the market like down there? And in the way of like bikes, can you go like rent a bike from a shop, or is it like if you don't have a bike, then you need to bring one?
Yeah, there's a few folks there. There's a few bike shops that are renting them, and I know a few folks also that rent them. And I know two of them that have e-bikes, so you can rent out a few for sure. And there's a lot of dudes out there with spare bikes too, and they're always happy. They're like, "Hey, dude, let's go." You know how it is. I feel
Yeah.
like that's one of the things on that I really get to appreciate on the mountain biking side. I can have a dude. I have three bikes there sitting for somebody to use them. It's like that's the way I'm thinking about it. It's like, oh yeah, and same with Jonathan, same with you. Right? We always have a spare
Yeah.
bike to go ahead and. I think that's what makes our community so good on that aspect, right? Because we just want people to come around and ride with us. We want to have a good time.
Yeah. It's funny when people tell me like I don't want to break it. I'm like, dude, if I haven't broken it, like you're probably not gonna break it. And if you break it, I'll be impressed. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm more, concerned that they're okay than the bike. We
Yeah.
can replace the bike easy, or whatever we can do to the bike. I don't care. But yeah, dude, the community was awesome. I'm ready to go back. Um, I feel like spending a month was definitely a good time. That was really good. I got time to obviously I was Christmas time, right? So we're between families and going left and right and all the fiestas going. There's always a party going. I think Puerto Rico has one of the largest. I'm sorry, the longest Christmas time in the planet. And I think Philippines is the first one, and then Puerto Rico. But they
Wow.
do. They start like November, and they don't finish like I think now is the one they're finally like, all right, we're calming down now. we're not taking it
Dang.
easy. Finally, yeah, dude. So you go out there, it's wild. I mean, just in the last week, it was like San Sebastian, Las Calles San Sebastian, which is like the Fiesta San Antonio. So they were doing that out there. It's a big carnival. Like they have, I think it's about 5 days. If not, it's probably 3 4 days. But anyways, they usually get like 250,000 people in the capital, San Juan. Like they have music everywhere, food everywhere. It's insane. You don't want to go those days, but if you're planning to have a really good time and just get, energized with a lot
Dang.
of music, that's the spot.
Dang. 2 months. 2 months or 3 months of
3 months, yeah,
Christmas.
yeah, pretty
That's
much, yeah.
crazy.
And they celebrate three king days, right? Because we're part of Spain for what 500 years or whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of Spanish culture that's still, kind of we kind of kept it right. The U.S. we've been part of the U.S. for what 100 plus years. I mean, it was in the 1890. I'm sorry, 1898, I believe. Yeah. So I mean, it hasn't been that long, right, to fully get the
Yeah.
culture kind of sanitized. Let's say, like more
Nah.
Hawaii, right? It's been more changed more a little bit more. But yeah, no, dude, it's still pretty awesome. Like the community again, really cool. Obviously, comparing it to San Antonio, comparing it to here, I feel like the community here, it's just different, right? The energy. levels on all of them. Out here, I feel like it's one of the best ones because we have so much access to trails, and there's always something new coming around. Like the new bike park is happening, right? That's happening right now in summer. I mean, that's gonna be 10 minutes away from me. Jonathan, I think he can pedal from his house to it. Same
Robbie
with
lives at
Robbie. I
the
think
top
his
of it.
backyard connects to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, these guys are gonna be like, yeah, just getting
yeah,
into the bike park every day. But I feel like that kind of helps the community to be focused on enjoying what we have and just working skills, right? So we do a lot of sessions where we're just working in jumps. I finally unlock my one handers. I'm doing sig grabs. I'm doing, I was so scared of bigger jumps because I never had a good jump to really feel comfortable, right? There's big jumps out there in Texas, but a lot of times, they could get sketchy. Maybe I don't know. It didn't give me enough confidence to just go for it. Or maybe in Spider, I'll love the trail and tomorrow they change it and I'm done. I got to relearn
yeah,
this thing again. So
yeah,
consistency here has been great. Like having that good quality build and progression, but also having older dudes that are super advanced and you can just follow them and like trust the bike and go for it. And you can also trust the trail. I feel that's been definitely a game changer for sure to get my mountain biking, skills a little bit higher finally. Not
yeah,
get too scared.
yeah. I did a. You kind of brought up something. Oh, the jersey, the race jersey. I got to do a race recently. We got it. Some spots sponsored by Adrian Cadena, and
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, for the
Adrian.
Lone Star Gravity Series.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw
Yeah.
that you guys
So
they started up with that. Yeah.
Nick from Eureka was running that. He's running that series. Went out of like one because we couldn't fill the spots, and two it was just like, well, got these tickets, I don't want to go to waste. And I was kind of wanting to see what it was like to race again. Anyways, went. It was a good time, dude. It was at RPR, and the vibe was kind of like reminiscent of what it used to be, and it was kind of focused on the racer. They had aid stations that were like, all glad to see us and giving us bananas or whatever else. I was a little deconditioned, I was cramping and stuff, but it was a good time either way. I was like riding there. So I'm curious. I bring that up to say, like, what is the race environment like there? Since you've been part of the racing like in Texas, how is it different there? Is it bigger? Is it like different sponsorships? Like, what's the vibe like there?
It's yeah, it's way bigger. I feel like that community support, right? That's the most important part. Like obviously a lot of sponsors, the city supports a lot of it too. Like that makes it I feel like it's a younger generation on it too. Like there's a lot of, kids out there riding, which is pretty wild. I remember we had our kids classes or younger folks which was probably a bit smaller. It was more like us or the 20 plus, right, riding a lot more. There's a big kids community out here, which is kind of cool. I feel the vibes out here. Remember when we used to do like the Once a Spider, the first ones that started doing, and we were just having a blast and a lot of people out there,
Mm-hmm.
100 plus people, 200 people out. That's kind of what, at least for, I don't know if all the other ones, I went to the Bentonville one and the Lake Leatherwood. Those two felt pretty good. Like there was a lot of people out there for sure, a lot of racers going. Um, yeah, it's neat, man. Like I feel that sponsorship and the community overall, it really helps. Even though the enduro has taken a massive hit, I don't think it has the hype it used to, right? I think it's transitioned into more downhill. So enduro is kind of becoming that cross country, and now it's kind of rough country kind of evolving into that enduro space a little bit more.
Yeah.
I guess based on what I'm seeing, right? Because a lot of the gravel rides out here. So there's a bigger event that happened. The I think it's Little Sugar from Lifetime, and those guys, I think they had about 50,000 people out here, dude, which is insane. Like they
How
travel all
many?
around the. I think they said 50,000 people in the
Five
count and
zero.
in the city. 50, yeah,
Damn,
like
that's a lot
all
of
around.
people.
I'm gonna shift that accurate. That's accurate. I heard one of the guys say it, and I can believe it, dude. It was busy. Like you can go to the trails and you're like, holy cow, dude, what's going on?
Yeah.
To their families, friends, everybody comes around. It's a big race. So that's probably the biggest one I've seen out here. And that's a gravel on a bike. So it's like a trail slash cross country.
Mm.
So it's probably the biggest one out here. So that one, for example, is I've never seen something like that. Like out in anywhere else, basically.
I feel like that's where the money's at. Like when I say the money, I mean like that type of rider, like road road biking and gravel, or it's probably like where the
Hmm.
dentists and like the doctors are,
Yep.
because I think they feel that it's less risk than mountain biking.
Yes.
At the same time,
Yes.
like
Yep.
there's cars, there's
Yeah,
gravel,
dude.
like you can eat crap,
Cars are gnarlier than it. I'd rather
Yeah,
go and hug a tree than the car running me over.
yeah.
Yeah.
The same thing in bike mechanic stuff. Like if you want to have like uh more clientele that are not gonna question what you're paying, like your cost is, or what your service charges are. It's I mean you got to bring the like you got to know what you're doing too, but it's road
Yeah. Yep.
biking and probably like gravel. Um,
Gravel. Yeah. That
yeah,
makes
just
sense.
like
Yeah.
suspension work is tedious and time consuming. I mean, especially we don't have like a vacuum leader and all those things, but I don't know. Sometimes when I like kind of tell somebody the price, they're like, "Oh man," but I'm like, "That's parts included. Like that's pretty cheap," and that's like
Yeah. That's
like
still
that's
pretty
what
cheap.
everyone's
Yeah.
charging right now too. Um, but either way, it's definitely a skill, and yeah, it's definitely definitely a missed opportunity that I feel like cities like San Antonio, Austin, that they lose sight of. Like if you're looking at quality of life of the city, that's definitely one that could bring a better quality of life for not only like the the voters but their kids, right? Like the community in general, like health of
Hmm.
living, um, just kind of having that outdoors, nature, like all those things that are that come with mountain biking or hiking or anything like that. But it seems like I don't say they, but they put the money in the wrong.
Yeah.
I don't want to say
Yeah.
in the wrong areas,
It's
but they're not aware of some of the opportunities they could take advantage of, and it really benefit the city on a different level.
exactly. Yeah. I'm with you there. I mean, that's something I've seen here where that investment is for the kids, right? Or the families or the sport. And you can see it. Like there's kids out here, they're doing the jump the hammer, doing the biggest jumps out here, and there's like 6-year-old, 8-year-old, and they're like, dude, that's insane. I mean, the kids rides, you can see like they have biking schools out here too. And they go out to the trails and you see 20, 30 kids, dude, just riding, enjoying, like with the
Yeah,
best trails you can ever imagine, right? The best jump lines, best coaches too, because most of these dudes are shredders. Like they're really good riders and they
yeah,
end up teaching kids. I mean, it definitely creates a different perspective. I mean, even that's something else too that we realized quickly when we moved up here. We didn't want to let our kids go out and just play and whatever. We didn't feel as safe, unfortunately, right? Even though we were in a good area, it was still like, that was not, we were like, whatever, we're not going to do it. But out here, it's completely opposite. Like the kids can go out. I got the kids' friends are coming around. They go and play together. Like they go through a house, they come back. Like you can see all the kids playing on the streets out here and riding bikes. We have a pump track just a minute away from us. Like you can ride there. It's really cool. There's a big park for them, like all about trails, bikes. I mean, it really helps the kids to definitely enjoy that outdoor aspect and just disconnect from the technology world that we're living in, right? And overall, yeah, it enhances the quality of life. I mean, I can confirm that. I'm working from home. I'm always in the computer, and dude,
yeah,
every time I'm like, all right, it's 3:30, I'm out. Bike is loaded. I'm out there. It's 8 minutes away from me. Go to the trails, maybe 10 minutes to get there, and I'm just riding. I try to do it at least an hour, and that's like going to Castle, doing all these really cool trails. Which, by the way, they redid all of them. I don't know if you did, but like Robbie went back to Trailblazers, and dude,
yeah.
his trails are getting so much better now. Like this dude is doing an amazing job out there. Like the trails have way better flow. Like you can do medieval now. It's gonna be a different trail. Like it's everything changed, but for the better. Like it's really really good. Like flow is better. Feel like you're in a downhill park essentially, like everywhere around now, which is kind of neat.
I can't imagine how it's gonna be once the bike park opens. Like I think
Man,
like all the houses and like land is just gonna go through the roof.
that's something we're looking at, and it's already going up. I mean, it's already gone up quite a bit. I think it's a little steady still because a lot of the investors haven't realized that, or they don't believe that that will bring right the traffic they're expecting. But there's big plans for it, right? I mean, the city has big plans. Bella Vista is doing an amazing job there. I know they have big things planned for the near future, where it's like big races that they want to host there. Like they're going to bring like the thing is they have the budget for it. I feel like that's what helps this park
Yeah.
that is not like a ski resort that they turn into a bike park in the summer. They're like, this is a bike park, and we really just want to put in the money for it. And then the spot that is on, dude, is just perfect. Like it's the perfect spot. I mean, Bella Vista, all the areas, it's just really, really nice.
And I think that's gonna
And what,
bring because I know like sometimes, especially when there's events going on, there's some traffic jams, if you will, on the trails, right? Like some of the trails are like really like saturated. But when you have the bike park there, that's gonna like level it out, I feel. Because you're gonna have
yeah,
people at the
yeah,
bike park and people over here, so it's gonna be a good balance.
yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, that will definitely help out. Because yeah, the new skills park that they just rebuilt on the, I don't know if you were able to ride down. Was it closed last time you came over? I think it was closed probably because of rain, the big jump line. So they
No,
finished all of that. Like,
they were still building like the entrance to the skills park.
oh yeah, so
So they had to close
that's all
down.
done now. Those are all like I think it starts with a 15 footer to a 20 footer to a 30 footer, 30 to 40, because we can make that one as long as you want basically, and then another
Oh,
20 footer to finish up. So that line, I mean, dude, that part, it's you go out there every evening, it's just busy. Like there's just people riding like crazy. And then the smaller side, like the bottom section, which is for beginners, that area is always busy. I take my kid out, we go out there and it's like, dude, we got traffic. Like it's insane.
yeah, I
Like
bet.
it's really cool though. Like you can see, everybody kind of just out there enjoying the great outdoors. So
Yeah. That's crazy, man. So you got to see the obviously, I mean, for the folks that don't know, they're listening. He's David's been our go-to video guy, pretty much videographer, video editor on social media, for the Dirt Therapy Project. Kind of captures in the experiences that we have, and he's been doing a great job of it. But with that, uh, this Buffalo River trip that's coming up, which applications are opening right now, depending on when this video goes out, they hopefully should still be open. What like we're trying to integrate for the folks that don't know, we're trying to like um make it more accessible, like more activities for more people as opposed to just mountain biking. So one of the things we've integrated hiking before. We did like Big Bend trips, or we'll do like hiking on some of the retreats that we're on. Very chill, mile, like maybe a few miles here or there. But this year we're going to be doing on the Buffalo River, which I hear is beautiful. I've seen the videos; it looks great.
it's
But
amazing. Yeah.
paddling. So can you give us a little sneak peek into that, or
Oh man, it's gonna be a good time. So it's gonna be. I believe it, and I don't know if I can give so much details about it, but there's gonna be a day of paddling and one day hiking and one day of bikes, right?
yeah,
Uh, it's gonna be in the same spot, right? That hiking experience was awesome. We kind of went around, we checked it out. It's beautiful there. Like it's freaking amazing, and it's pretty easy to I would say majority of people used to hike out there. It's a pretty easy climb, like hike, let's say overall. You can make it more challenging if you want to, but it's overall really, really, really good. And then the paddling side of it is just beautiful. Like all the rock formations and everything that you're seeing when you're kayaking through it, it's really pretty. So I feel it's gonna be an epic one for sure. That's gonna be amazing. Like we're so ready for it. I see it, all the folks already having fun. Pushing themselves out probably out of the
Yeah,
out of the kayaks or stuff, but or maybe doing some races up and down, having a good time.
I've
But
never been.
that one's
I'm
gonna
not.
be it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I've never been paddle boarding, so I don't know what that's about. We got to do kayaking last year. What are the trail systems like there, like for mountain biking? Is it
So it's neat. It's pretty neat. There's a lot of like single track, raw, like there's a few like really enduro like kind of trails, and there's a few like cross country as well. I'm not sure what's going to be the ultimate plan because obviously we have Bentonville, we have
right?
Kohler, we have all these areas up here as well. They're a bit more, rider friendly, depending on the group that we will probably get this year. But overall, it's gonna be a blast. I mean, knowing Jonathan, what he usually puts together, right? I feel like it's gonna be the biggest one for sure. Like experience wise, we're gonna be able to do so many things, and also that can I feel like that's a great plan, right? Because you'll have folks that will really enjoy hiking more than biking, but they want to do some biking here and there. And
Right.
same for the paddling, right? So they might really enjoy that. So we probably help a few individuals connect to their next passion, their next sport that they want to really just do and connect to it. So I'm
Yeah,
pretty excited for it.
and that's always kind of been the from like what Jonathan said when he named the Dirt Therapy Project. It was intentional because it was
Mm,
always to branch out to other things in dirt, um, such as hiking, riding bikes, hiking, etc. I said hiking already. I mean,
yeah.
anything outdoors. I guess water
Yeah.
is not the. There's no dirt in water. What was dirt at the bottom? I guess.
Overlanding, anything,
Yeah,
anything that affects us to,
overlanding, anything having to
yep,
do outside. Hopefully we get some fishing integrated later, but one thing at a time.
that'll be neat.
All these things cost money and time, and
Surfing, maybe,
yeah, surfing. Well, we're already
because you're out on the
like
street down in Puerto
yeah,
Rico,
we got
winter time.
so Task Force Hydro, which is with Ricky, the guy from
Oh yeah,
UHB. We did the kayaking he does. So if we ever got connected with him, um, through TDTP, there's surfing, um, all type of water sports as well as kayaking, or it's the Hawaiian outrigger. So that's pretty cool.
that's neat. That's
Yeah, we
neat.
got to do that last year, the 50 miles. It ended up being like, he said it was like 40. He said it was probably like longer because we were doing it against the current the entire time, but it was a good time either way. That was a big event, man. Like they got people to volunteer, and that's at the boat captains the night before. I'm probably no, I think I'm right. They ended up, or the 2 days before, the day before, they ended up like pulling out because there was a storm coming in or something. So he had to like at the last minute get a bunch of new boat captains, to take us out because each boat is following one of the Hawaiian outriggers, right? Because if somebody falls out or like, so we're paddling, and as we're paddling, the boat's kind of like in tow, or vice versa, and then like we have to exchange. So we'll jump off the boat, swim to the Hawaiian outrigger, hold the boat or the canoe or the Hawaiian
Oh,
outrigger. They jump off, then we jump in. So
oh, dang.
it's yeah, and then they got to swim back to the boat. And dude, that was like the
Oh,
scariest thing because I'm like in my mind, I'm like, there's sharks underneath us. It's in St. Augustine, and or
you're gonna
like
get some
alligator
snacks today.
gar or something, right? Yeah. I mean, granted, maybe
Yeah,
not with all the boat noise, but I don't know. But it ended up working out. As far as I know, there was no injuries other than like some bumps and bruises, maybe. But it was a good time. That was an experience that I don't know, man. We got trained up like 2 days before,
yeah. I
got
remember
into it
seeing
that
something like
day.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, man. But Sandy and I did it, and Robert Keeker and stuff, man. It was a good time. It was definitely a different world. I don't know if I would go out and ever buy one and kind of get into it, but I could see how people can get addicted to it, just like mountain biking,
yeah,
water
yeah. That
sports.
makes sense.
I want to try surfing in the near future, but I don't know when opportunity presents itself. I'll hopefully be ready for it.
Absolutely. I think bodyboarding, like the boogie boards are probably the let's say the easiest ones to get in, right? You
Yeah.
can get wiped out quite a few times, but I feel like that's the easiest side of it. It's a lot of fun too. That was always my favorite. That's what I did when I was growing up. So you can do trips and stuff. Like, you can do 180s, 360s if you can. If you're flexible enough.
Yeah.
You can do a lot of things, right? And tuck and roll and stuff like that. It's really fun. But yeah, water is something else. Yeah, I respect, especially the ocean. I respect it a ton. I'm with you there. Like, I don't think we have any sharks. In Puerto Rico, I don't think we have any because the water is too warm for them, so they don't really like it.
You
So
said
which
the
is
water's
great.
too the water's too
It's too
warm?
warm. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I think. I mean, it's been really rare. I've never heard of a shark attack banner, which is kind of wild, unless you're like really far out.
Yeah. Oh, because you have the
But
reef
it's
right
it's
there,
pretty
right?
rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, as well. Yeah, and then you have the Atlantic Ocean and the Caribbean Sea underneath. So it's really like those areas are quite warm for sharks, I guess, to be around. We do see whales, like big ones, but that's it. Like there's no overcast, there's dolphins around, but like it's not as much as
What
people
kind of
think, right?
whales? Like blue
It's like
whales or
what are those, like the really I'll say the really ugly ones.
the sperm
They're
whales?
just pretty on their own nature. It's not whale. Let me check it out because I don't remember. I'll have to look it up because I don't
I
know.
mean,
I
you
don't
know.
remember. The humpback
Oh,
whales, like the
okay.
really big ones. You can see
Yeah.
them just swimming out. Usually by this time of the year, like Christmas time till now, like you can see them usually on the west of the island, which is kind of closer to like the Dominican Republic side, let's say,
Yeah.
or looking
Well,
to Florida. That's kind of the area. Yep.
they're trying to get down to that 4 month freaking Christmas party.
That's probably it. They're like, man, it's warm and nice out here. We're gonna get a
Yeah.
good party as well. Hell,
Get some music going while swimming by.
something that it took them. After you're out for so many years, right, and you come back every time, but usually go in for a week and you're out, right? But spending a month, which I did the previous time as well, it just kind of reconnects you to the island. But I realized that, dude, that island is all about music and food. Like I think
Mm-hmm.
everybody is, but like music is like number one. Everyone is just blasting music, and you're like, dude, I want to talk with you, but I can't.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm just yelling to talk to you. Your music is so freaking lower it up a little bit. I feel like an old guy
Yeah.
just going in, cranking it down. It's like I can't hear anyone, dude. No, that's something I did, so I gotta get adopted to it again. But
Yeah.
that was funny as heck. I was thinking about that. I was like, damn, dude, like everything's about music. Like everybody wants to cook something and just have family time, but they just want to dance, have a good time. It can be hard times. I mean, when I was there, the Venezuela operations were going like literally that. I was riding on the trails, and I'm riding in Salinas, which is like I think it's the biggest military base there. I believe it's Air Force. But anyways, I'm riding out there and I'm going on one of the trails and there's this helicopter dude like really low. There's two of them. I got them on the video and they're just going really freaking low. And pretty soon I started hearing explosions going. I'm like, holy cow, what's going on, dude?
Dude,
You can see the smoke going.
is it that close or are they blowing up the boats or like
But yeah, that's well. So they're blowing up boats out there. I mean, it's not that close to us. They cannot do it just right there, right? But they're getting them. But you can see the Navy vessels down. I mean, you can where I was staying, I was like 2,000 feet elevation. You can see the ocean out, and I'm staying up there. You can see like the little tiny, boat out there, and that's a freaking, warship out there just
you,
hanging out.
you definitely don't want to be on a boat out there fishing right now.
Oh, man, it's a good time. It's a different vibes also. Like if you're in the metro area, I'll say always this: like I don't recommend the metro area to anyone. It's busy. There's like 2 million people living in a 20-mile space. It's insane, dude. So that area, it's always busy. Like the capital, once you get out of it, you're solid. Like you can go drive an hour away or maybe 40 minutes out. It becomes like really like that hill country vibe that we had out there in Texas. It's
Yeah.
like actually like where you live, like it's more still, more calm, like over here. So anytime like if you go out there, get out of the city, like the capital, like the touristy areas, just go out and you'll really get to enjoy the islands for sure. It'll be more
Definitely.
chill, not as much traffic.
It's good
The traffic is
information
crazy
for
there.
when I finally get out there.
Yeah, dude.
But
We'll see.
dude,
I'm trying to convince Jonathan to get a TTP winter retreat out there.
yeah, dude, we need to get
That'll be
there.
nice.
Maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Oh yeah, yep.
But dude, I appreciate it, man. I know you got to go. I appreciate you kind of taking this last minute. It was good
Yeah,
information,
brother.
man. I'm glad you're out there. I'm glad it's working out for you and the family. More specifically, your family, because if your family's not happy, then you're not happy. It just makes things more harder. But I'm glad it worked out. We'll see what the future holds for us. But for now, it's San Antonio, and we'll do what we can here.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, dude, look forward to riding with you again. Look forward to hanging with you, chatting with you, catching up with the latest on various levels. But thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, brother. No, thank you, man. I'll see you in May.
Yeah,
We're
man.
gonna have a good time.
Yeah, dude. We'll see you soon. All right, man.
All right, brother. Talk to you later.